Sean O'Malley shared a humorous yet skillful demonstration of a new technique following UFC 321. He began by addressing his audience, saying that he had noticed many fighters experimenting with certain strategies, particularly the use of the front hand for eye pokes, whether fighting orthodox or southpaw. O'Malley explained that while this front hand technique is common, it doesn't always generate significant force or impact. He then described his own twist on the move, presenting it as both a parody and a lesson in striking efficiency. O'Malley said he had been analyzing the mechanics behind different strikes and came up with a more effective approach. Instead of simply relying on the front hand jab for minor contact, he emphasized using a combination that starts with a jab to the body, followed by a powerful cross to the head. Demonstrating the motion, he explained that this sequence allows a fighter to generate more torque and power, maximizing impact while maintaining accuracy. He playfully noted that the traditional front hand technique for eye pokes lacks real strength, adding that his version could cause more damage if applied with proper form. He continued his demonstration, showing how shifting the weight and rotating the hips while extending the cross could amplify the force behind the strike. O'Malley laughed as he compared the difference between the light, extended front hand poke and his full body motion that follows through with commitment and precision. He joked that this approach was not just a move, but an upgrade for those who wanted to take the technique to the next level. Throughout the skit, his tone remained playful, mixing legitimate striking fundamentals with lighthearted commentary aimed at fans and fighters who had been joking about recent eye poke controversies in the UFC. O'Malley's delivery balanced humor with technical insight, demonstrating his natural charisma and understanding of both entertainment and martial arts. He concluded by reminding everyone to be cautious when experimenting with techniques and to maintain sportsmanship in the cage. Overall, the clip reflected Sean O'Malley's personality, creative, witty, and sharp both inside and outside the octagon. His playful approach turned a trending controversy into a moment of laughter and instruction, showing why he remains one of the most engaging figures in the UFC. Today's major discussion in the MMA world revolves around Dana White and the UFC reportedly planning to change the rules concerning eye pokes. It has been almost a week since UFC 321, and the conversation surrounding the controversial ending to Tom Aspinall's fight continues to dominate headlines. The bout's abrupt finish due to an accidental eye poke sparked frustration among fans, fighters, and officials alike, leaving many questioning whether new safety measures are needed. Following the event, reactions within the MMA community have been divided. Some believe eye pokes are an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the sport, while others insist that the rules must evolve to better protect fighters. Adding to the public attention, Jon Jones even joined the discussion by making light of the situation during one of his promotional appearances, showing up with a horse wearing an eye patch, an act that went viral across social media. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall's father, Andy Aspinall, expressed strong disappointment with Dana White's earlier comments suggesting there was little the UFC could do about accidental fouls like eye pokes. However, recent reports indicate that the organization might be taking the issue more seriously than initially thought. According to former fighter and analyst Josh Thompson, the UFC is preparing to introduce significant rule changes in the near future. Speaking on the *Wayne In podcast, where Sean Brady was a guest, Thompson revealed that he had heard from multiple sources that these changes could be implemented as soon as next week. Thompson explained that the modifications aim to remove certain judgment calls from referees, streamlining the process when fouls occur. Under the potential new rules, referees may no longer have full discretion to decide whether an eye poke was accidental or intentional before taking action. Instead, there could be an automatic procedure to ensure consistency and fairness. He also mentioned that he had spoken with athletic commissions and several referees, who agreed that clarity and structure are needed when dealing with eye poke incidents. Currently, referees often hesitate to deduct points immediately because they need to determine if the fight will resume. If it cannot continue, they typically declare a no contest or disqualification. Thompson praised referee Jason Herzog for handling the recent fight appropriately, emphasizing that Herzog followed protocol and made the right call under the existing rules. The proposed updates, however, would help prevent confusion and ensure that future incidents are handled swiftly and fairly, potentially marking a new era of accountability and fighter safety in the UFC. Michael Chandler has openly admitted that he desperately needs a win in the UFC, acknowledging the pressure he's under after a string of disappointing results. Known for his relentless fighting style and explosive performances, Iron Mike Chandler finds himself in a difficult spot. Following his high-profile pursuit of Conor McGregor, Chandler took a fight with Paddy Pimblett but came up short, extending his losing streak to 3 and bringing his overall UFC record to 2 wins and 5 losses. Despite the setbacks, Chandler remains optimistic and believes that a fight against McGregor could be the key to turning his career around. In a recent hour-long podcast with Chris Van Vliet, Chandler discussed the importance of securing a victory and how he's refocusing his mindset. When asked whether he needs a win right now, Chandler replied without hesitation that he does, emphasizing that winning has always been the ultimate goal. He spoke enthusiastically about the idea of finally facing Conor McGregor, saying it's a fight fans have wanted for years and one that he believes he could win. While he acknowledged that betting odds can be unpredictable, Chandler expressed confidence that he would be the favorite heading into the matchup. Chandler explained that he expects the fight to take place at 170 pounds, a weight class both he and McGregor have shown interest in. He described how excited he is to return to a full training camp with a specific opponent and game plan in mind. Over the past 2 years, he said he's been studying McGregor's tendencies, movement, and unique habits, preparing himself for the opportunity to finally face him in the octagon. Chandler called it a great fight that would deliver excitement for the fans and help him reclaim momentum in his career. Outside the UFC, Chandler is also keeping active. He's scheduled to headline a wrestling match against Chad Mendes at RFO3 on November 29, showing his commitment to staying competitive. However, as far as his next UFC fight goes, there's no confirmed date. The expectation remains that he'll wait for McGregor and possibly meet him at the anticipated UFC White House event. During the podcast, Chandler also opened up about his personal struggles during this waiting period. He shared a candid conversation with his wife, who told him that he had lost part of himself while chasing the McGregor fight. She reminded him that his reputation was built on being a man of action, someone who constantly moves forward no matter the obstacles. Chandler reflected on those words, admitting that he had been stuck in a holding pattern, hoping for a fight that might never happen. After praying and reflecting, Chandler said he woke up one morning with clarity and determination. He immediately called his coach, Henry Hooft, and declared that he wanted to fight at Madison Square Garden against Charles Oliveira. His coach quickly agreed, symbolizing a return to the aggressive, take-charge mindset that defined Chandler's career. With renewed focus and the hunger to compete, Michael Chandler appears ready to remind fans, and himself, why he became one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC. Ronda Rousey has made headlines once again, this time for her fiery comments about Joe Rogan and Khabib Nurmagomedov. The former UFC champion, who has recently returned to MMA training and shared glimpses of her progress on social media, appeared on the *Bertcast* podcast with Bert Kreischer. During the conversation, she did not hold back her opinions on 2 of the sport's most influential figures, expressing clear criticism toward both Rogan and Khabib. When asked about Joe Rogan, Rousey dismissed his expertise, saying that despite his long-time involvement in the fight world, he is essentially a fan with an audience. She explained that Rogan, while knowledgeable, has never actually fought professionally, and therefore lacks first-hand experience in the octagon. Rousey went on to say that discussing training and fighting from the perspective of an observer is not the same as truly understanding the intensity and pressure of professional competition. Her co-hosts pushed back slightly, mentioning Rogan's background in Taekwondo and amateur kickboxing, but Rousey stood firm, saying that those experiences do not compare to professional MMA fighting. While Rogan's credentials as a commentator and martial artist are widely respected, Rousey's remarks sparked debate among fans. Many believe Rogan's decades of commentary and analysis have made him one of the most insightful voices in combat sports, second only to figures like Dana White when it comes to understanding the UFC's evolution. Rousey then shifted her focus to Khabib Nurmagomedov, offering a controversial take on his legacy. She argued that Khabib's reputation as one of the greatest fighters of all time stems largely from his early retirement. According to her, fans idealize fighters who leave before showing decline. She stated that Khabib's choice to step away at his peak set a precedent that discourages longevity in the sport, as fighters feared tarnishing their legacies with losses. Rousey explained that this mentality prevents champions from passing on their experience and influence to the next generation. She admitted that she once shared this mindset herself, wanting to retire undefeated because she was afraid a loss would undermine everything she had accomplished. Her comments have divided the MMA community. Some agree that Khabib's perfect record is romanticized because he left before facing potential defeats, while others see Rousey's words as an attempt to reinsert herself into the public conversation after years away from the sport. Regardless, her return to training and her candid opinions have reignited discussion about her place in MMA history and her potential future in combat sports. Belal Muhammad recently shared his thoughts on Tom Aspinall's controversial eye poke incident and offered him some heartfelt advice drawn from his own experience. Muhammad knows firsthand what it feels like to be in that situation, having gone through a similar ordeal in his fight against Leon Edwards. After that bout ended due to an eye poke, he faced a wave of criticism from fans who accused him of quitting, despite suffering a legitimate injury. Now, seeing Tom Aspinall deal with the same type of backlash, Belal decided to speak up and offer guidance to the heavyweight champion. In his message, Muhammad expressed empathy for Aspinall, acknowledging that no fighter ever wants a match to end that way, especially not on such a grand stage. He reminded everyone that getting poked in the eye is not something a fighter can control, and the consequences are often painful and disorienting. Speaking directly to Tom, he said that he understands what it's like to have the world turn on you after an accidental foul, emphasizing that the criticism from fans can feel relentless and unfair. Belal's main advice to Aspinall was simple yet powerful: stop caring what people think. He told Tom to ignore the noise and stop trying to prove himself to critics who will always find something negative to say. Muhammad pointed out that even when fighters provide medical proof of their injuries, such as doctor reports or treatment videos, there will still be people who claim the damage was minor or that the fighter exaggerated to escape the fight. He shared that after his own incident with Leon Edwards, doctors also downplayed the injury, yet he personally struggled to open his eye for nearly half an hour after the fight. That experience, he said, taught him that only fighters themselves truly understand the pain and reality of those moments. Muhammad made it clear that he doesn't believe Tom Aspinall took the easy way out or was looking for an excuse to stop fighting. He described eye pokes as one of the most painful and frustrating accidents in MMA, something that can instantly impair a fighter's vision and end a bout through no fault of their own. He advised Aspinall to stop trying to justify himself to the public and instead focus on recovery and moving forward. In closing, Belal welcomed Tom into what he jokingly called the club of fighters who have endured fan backlash over accidental fouls. He told him to embrace the boos, accept that criticism comes with the territory, and remember that true fighters know the reality of what happens inside the cage. With calm confidence, Muhammad invited Aspinall to rise above the negativity, stand proud, and continue his journey without worrying about public perception.